Welcome to another episode of the Credit Secret Show. I'm your host, Vernell Watts. First and foremost, this podcast is sponsored by Fortune 800 for all of your credit needs. Make sure you contact us at www.fortune800.com. Now we're going to get into exactly how you can improve your credit score in 2022, and this be the year that you improve your credit score, buy the home that you want, buy the car that you want, start that business. Let this be that year. And we're going to break down exactly what you need to do from improving and adding positive credit history and disputing your first negative account. Now, anytime you want to improve your credit score, I want you to go through and print out your actual credit reports. And I want you to mark the things that you are responsible for, and then the things that are inaccuracies on your credit report. 73% of credit reports have inaccuracies. So there might be an account on your credit report from somebody or another collection agency, or somebody put something else in your name when you were a kid. I want you to go through and mark what you're responsible for and then what you aren't responsible for. Now, the first thing that we're going to handle is what you aren't responsible for. This is very simple. Send in a letter to the credit bureaus. You don't even have to send in a letter to the original creditors. Send in a letter to the credit bureaus and let them know that this account isn't yours, but don't word it exactly like that. Say something more along the lines of, hey, I was checking out my credit reports and I seen a few things that stood out to me, and I don't believe this account to be mine. And then list the account and let them know that you do want verification that the account is yours. But obviously, since it is an inaccuracy on your credit report, then it's going to be removed. So that's going to be what we call the low-hanging fruit. That stuff is going to be removed very, very easily, especially if you go about it in the right way. And make sure that your letter does stand out when you do send it into the credit bureau. So like I said, say something along the lines of that. I was checking out my credit reports and I went to Google to figure out how can I get some inaccuracies removed. And they told me that I should contact you guys being the credit bureaus, and have you guys do an investigation, and then list the accounts right down below, sign it, send it right in, and then wait for the response after 30 days. So that's dealing with the inaccuracies. Now, the things that are on your credit report, you're actually going to do something very, very similar to the inaccuracies. But let's say it's a collection on your credit report. Then you write up the letter to the credit bureaus, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. But you're also going to send in a letter to either the original creditor or the collection agency, especially if it's a collection agency. You're going to send it to the credit bureaus that you want an investigation on some things that look strange on your credit report. After you do that, then send a letter to the collection agency. You want to ask them for the chain of title, the proof of chain of title. And what the chain of title is just the proof that the collection agency in question can collect on said debt, and they have to provide this to you in order to prove that they can collect on the debt. So send in that letter to the credit bureaus, then send in that letter to the collection agencies, and then they're going to give you a response. Either the thing is going to be removed, and which happens in a lot of situations, or you're going to get enough information on the account to where you can go into more detail with your second round of disputes and start to dispute the inaccuracies of that account. So let's say it's $1,000 collection and they send back to you that it's $1,500, the high balance is $1,500 or $2,000. You can say that the amount is inaccurate, the date open is inaccurate, and you can start listing all of the things that don't line up with that account in order to have it removed. Once you send in the disputes, you're going to want to build your credit simultaneously. One of the things that you can do immediately to help boost your score anywhere from 20 to 50 points is get a secured card. $200 down. It's a deposit with the company. You can pay $200, get a $200 line of credit, pay that card on time and keep the balance low. And then the company will return that $200 and it will become an unsecured line of credit, and then in turn boosting your credit score. And once you get those unsecured lines of credit, then you'll be able to build your credit even more and get more traditional big name credit cards like American Express, Citi, Capital One, as soon as you get those negatives removed off of your credit report, and then add some positives. Now, if you really want to build your credit, you want to add an authorized user account, preferably 2 of them to your credit report. What an authorized user account is let's say I have a $10,000 credit card and I've been paying on it for 10 years and I only spend $100 a month on that card. I can take your information, I can add you to the card as an authorized user. In turn, the history of that card is copy and pasted onto your credit report, and then it'll boost your score from there. Once you're able to get some of those, then you'll be able to qualify for more big name credit cards, and then you'll be able to blend them in together, because anytime you add authorized users to your credit report and you go apply for something, the creditors know. They can tell which ones are your accounts and which ones are authorized users. So in order to make your credit report look more thick and natural, you're going to blend in your credit cards and the lines of credit that are only in your name with the authorized users, and then building a thick credit file, and then being able to get approved for anything that you want to get approved for going forward, whether that be a house, that be a car. That's going to have a major impact, is having seasoned lines of credit on your credit report long term, so you can prove that you're able to handle a lot of available credit, that you can handle all different kinds of credit and do it long term. And this is, of course, the whole time you're doing this and building your credit report, we're also speaking with the credit bureaus. We're contacting them. We're contacting the collection agencies and doing everything we can and looking for any inaccuracy on any of the accounts in order to get the accounts removed off of your credit report, whether it be late payments, collections. But doing late payments is a totally different situation. But as far as getting collections or negative accounts removed off your credit report, let's say you had a credit card that hasn't gone into collections, but it has like 9 late payments on there, you don't want to keep that on your credit report. Sometimes if you have 1 or 2 late payments on an account that's been open for 10 years, you don't want to have that entire account removed, because it'll actually do more damage depending on when you got the late payments. It'll do more damage than good on your credit report. So that would be a totally different episode on how to remove late payments. But this is exactly how you can improve your credit score in 2022. Now, that's going to be it for this episode, guys. I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.